Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday. This is Track Thursday with me, Noise London. Happy to be back. Always a big smile on my face when I get to do these live streams because I have the opportunity to listen to your amazing music that you submit to me every single week. So, how is everybody doing? Where are you tuning in from? Let me know in the chat. Are we live? Everything's working, right? Yeah. The chat's a bit quiet. Usually you guys are pumped. Hello. There we go. Hello from Mexico. What's up, Sebastian? Thank you for joining. So, we've had some incredible music being sent. Last week, we had a lot of songs added to the playlist. Now, the playlist is something that I've created where the community gets to vote for their top tracks, and those top tracks end up in the playlist, which I share with you via my private WhatsApp group. So you will get access to that private WhatsApp group later on and only during this live stream. It's very private, as in like you can only access it if you're watching right now. Okay, so what's up, Samuel? What's up, Deepak? What's up, the A+? Horizon in from Ukraine. Edwin Roberts has hay fever in the UK. I feel like that is like the most British opening ever. We got the A+ from New York, Slavek from Poland, Marissa saying hi, and Ella Romans from Miami. Really excited to have you all here, guys. So let's run over a few rules. Rule number 1. Be constructive, please. If you're going to give feedback to other people's music, it's really important that you're kind about it and that you're giving some feedback that's actually useful. If you're like, ooh, this is boring or this is kind of shit, you will get blocked and you will get removed from the live stream and you won't be able to come back. We're all here to help each other. This is a very supportive community of incredibly hardworking and talented producers, musicians, and engineers. So let's keep that in mind. That's the kind of relationship that we're trying to build here. Number 2, at a moment in time, in like a few minutes, I'm going to ask you guys for the name of your track. Please don't write the name of your track and spam the comments until I ask, because people are trying to have a conversation and talk to one another, and it can get very frustrating for them. So I will ask you, and then I will pick the tracks. Now, if you do want priority feedback on your track, you can upgrade your account. Now, think of upgrading your account like going and buying me a cup of coffee, except you only have to buy me a cup of coffee once a month, and you can come to the live stream 8 times per month and get feedback on your track to help you take it to the next level. So not only do you get priority feedback by upgrading your account with a link that I just dropped in the chat, but you also get access to loads of amazing features in Boombox, which is this platform that I've been building over the past 3 years with an amazing team of talented people. We'll get into that a little bit later. And finally, rule number 3, if you like a song, all you have to do is write PL in the chat like this. Now, 4 PLs from the community, maybe I'll give a PL myself as well, means it gets added to the playlist, which looks like this. This is my top picks playlist. And I will share this playlist with you guys at sort of about halfway during the stream. I'll share my WhatsApp link to join the private group, and I'll share the playlist in there at the end of the stream. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, the track that I've got playing in the background whilst I'm talking to you guys is by Lenny. This is called We're going to come back and play that much louder later. But it would be great if you guys would write the name of your tracks in the chat now. I'm gonna pick some and add them to the queue. Now, you will notice that some people have a verified badge like this, and those are the people who have upgraded their accounts, so they will get priority. So if I don't choose your track and you want a guaranteed feedback, you can upgrade your account, and I'll make sure that we're able to take it to the next level. Add to queue. Let's get a few of these up in here. Okay. Great. So we're going to go with 3 at a time. Vale la pena. Means it's worth it, right? I don't see vale la pena. Am I blind? Am I just Did you just upload it maybe? Vale la pena. It's not, oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. And lamp, use this one. Sorry. Just because I love the name of that. I think let's go with that. Okay. Let's kick the week off with Morgan, Falling. Morgan, is this really version 38 or are you just doing that to troll me? Great way to start Thursday. This is Falling by Morgan, always coming in with a super emotional, melodic and energetic style of production. Really beautiful. On the note of versions, everybody, one of the cool things we have in Boombox is you can actually upload a version to an audio file directly and then keep track of them here like this, so you can have all your versions here so you don't lose where you're at, which is a feature that I really, really love that we built actually when we were first creating the platform. We already have 1 PL in the chat from the community. Just remember, guys, if you're loving the track and you want this to go on the topics playlist so you can listen to it later, I need 4 PLs from the audience. Let's rewind that. I just spoke over that section and I apologize, and actually I can tell that it sounds amazing, so let's do this. Wow, kicking off the week with a lot of PLs. This is incredible. It's raining PLs right now. I don't think I've ever seen so many votes from the community on a track. Morgan, well done. Absolutely well deserved. I mean, it's a fantastic track. And Morgan, by the way, guys, comes back every single week to the live streams and just keeps submitting banger after banger. And you know what? If there's something I respect in the music industry, it's consistency, because that is what ultimately will cause you to win. Right? Do you know what I mean? You will win if you are consistent week over week, time over time, regardless of what you're facing. It can be difficult, and music is very time consuming. So Morgan, you really, really, really deserve this. Let's get this in the playlist right now before I forget, because sometimes I just get ahead of myself. Here it is. And Morgan is also a verified member. Morgan, thank you so much for being a subscribed member to Boombox. It really means the world. If you guys support this live stream by upgrading your accounts, that means that these live streams can continue to happen. So think about it like this. Not only are you buying me a cup of coffee, but For the people who can't afford to upgrade their accounts, they still get the opportunity to get feedback on their tracks, and you're also supporting the communities. So it's really, really like a very karmic thing. And that's what I absolutely love about all the people who turn up on a regular basis here, is we're all supporting one another. So let's get this on the playlist. Morgan, I do have one little suggestion. I'm sorry that you're going to have to make version V39. But just in this section here, I just want to talk about it. I kind of want to hear a little bit more space for the kick. So it's like, you know, almost like it's very clean in this section. I think you could lean into the angst that you have. The melodies are quite sort of like, there's a a hopefulness to them, but they're quite melancholic as well. There's like a sadness as well. And I think we talked a lot about distortion last week. I think the breaks are beautiful, but I want to hear more of that kind of classic break sound with the big extended subby style kick that's a little overbearing. But I think emotionally it would add a lot to this section of the record. Like more distortion, a little more room reverb on those breaks. I'd also put some distortion on the room reverb of the breaks. Just lean into it. You know, you can always pull it back. I feel like, oh no, God, this is terrible. Why did I listen to Fabio? Now I have to go back. Now I have to make version 40. But I just think like it could have a little more character there. But honestly, that's my only feedback. I'm just going to write that for you. So make the sub on the kick longer and more noxious. Also add some room reverb. I think it will help glue the drums together as well, to the drums with some distortion. Now, I'm going to be really specific about the distortion that I think you should use. Is something with a germanium transistor. Okay, so go and find a plugin that has some sort of like germanium transistor style distortion. You'll know what I mean when you apply it. It's got a particular crunch to it that just is it sounds good. It sounds good on drums. And if that doesn't work, then try something else. But I do think that that's something that I would love to hear in this record. Okay, version 39 on Monday. It's coming. All right, let's go to the next track. Thank you, Morgan, for submitting that. What a great way to kick off the week. This is Nikulcha, Over and Over. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Submit your music in the link below. Absolutely beautiful. More emotional tracks to start off the live stream. Got some sort of like Dead Mouse, Ben Boma vibes here. Great song as we lean into the weekend, just to take us away from all the hard work that we've been doing up until this point. Summer's almost here, and this song is definitely helping us welcome it in. And I almost want like, if you need me, if you want me, I'm yours. Like that kind of vocal. Woo. Just remember, guys, if you love the track, write PL in the chat and we'll get it on the playlist. Okay, we have another PL. Amazing. Let's get this in the playlist. Fantastic record, Nikulcha. Nikulcha, you're new to the live stream, right? I don't believe we've met before, or maybe we have, but either way, welcome. Thank you for submitting this beautiful piece of music. So I do have a little bit of feedback for you. Just a couple of things that came to mind. I'm not sure about the kick and toms. Now, I like the placement of the toms. Not sure that the kick sample is... It just feels a little hidden. I feel like the kick needs to come up in the mix. Now, I get that it's a very clean, tight, clicky kick. So maybe it's just a question of bringing up the volume. Oh, I always start with volume. Now, if volume doesn't work, it might be about changing the samples. And it needs to come up in the mix. If that doesn't work, change the kick sample. Okay, that was the only thing. Now that in the beginning that I noticed, it works in the introduction, but then when everything else comes in the second part of the record, I just lose it. And it's a shame because it is an important part of this style of music. It is a driving force. You know, it is like the sort of the dominant part of your low end. With the toms, I felt like the toms were cute, but they needed to be... I feel like you were just holding back a little bit with those toms, and you could push them forward as well. So bring the toms forward. Now, what tends to happen is people get scared making toms too loud in the mix, especially these kind of 808 style conga toms, which are very clicky and pitched. And also because they usually have a sort of sharp transient on the front, so they can mess with your headroom. What I would say is try clipping them. Bring toms forward, clip them, and if that causes distortion, which you might like, a little bit of saturation, it might add to the tone of the toms, help them pop out the mix a bit more. But I would then try limiting. If you don't like the tone that it's adding, the harmonics, limiting will be a cleaner way of doing this, and just allow the toms to come forward. Additionally, I would add some room reverb, but directly onto the channel, just to give them a bit of space as well, and make them blend with the rest of the instruments, which do have like an adequate amount of reverb. So just a bit of sort of like balance and blending here. And then the only other thing, I mean, yes, it would be great to have a vocal on this, like a kind of almost like a Swedish House Mafia vocal. Is this the second drop here? Let's just have a listen all together. Okay, so what's happening here, like psychoacoustically, is in the breakdown before, you've got that beautiful synth opening up, the filters open, all the high frequencies are coming through, and then you come into the drop, and there's nothing with high frequencies, and our ears are waiting for that level of energy in that part of the frequency spectrum, and it's not getting it. So the drop actually feels quite underwhelming. Plus, we've heard these elements before already. So it's we're losing the high frequency energy and we're getting like a more minimal repeat of things. Now, you're kind of halfway here. Either I would say go really minimal and introduce a new part, like go literally like kick a bass, some pads tucked into the background, and a new element with lots of high frequencies to latch onto, or you jump straight into this with some white noise. But this dip in energy here, for me, I lose. I'm like that, you know, like this isn't climactic enough. Needs either to be a stripped back version section with new element, or go with the 16 bars later where there is more energy. Okay. So guys, this is another feature in this awesome platform I've been building for the past 3 years, is the timestamp feedback. Now, if I leave timestamp feedback on your song, you can go back into the inbox that you uploaded your music to, and you can go and check out the feedback and then apply it to your music, and also know exactly where I'm talking about in the track. So yes, okay, but we do have a lot of PLs. So let's get that. Oh, we did add it to the playlist already, right? Okay, so it is in the playlist. Adam's saying, how do you upload? Link in description. It's in the title. I thought I made it obvious enough, but it is there. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next track. This is Vale la Pena by Bash. Vale la Pena means it's worth it in Spanish and in Italian, right? Welcome to the live stream, everybody. If you're here to take your production to the next level, or just want to sit back and learn and listen to fantastic music and be part of one of the best communities on the internet, then welcome. This is the place to be.
Te extraño mi vida y como nunca mi corazón quisiera sellar tu cariño y coronarlo con luz de primavera. Dime si la luna se ha perdido entre tus ojos de palmera. Dime si tus besos van rodando en el cuadrado de mi esfera. Despierta la noche, se acuesta la tarde y respiro. Dime lo que piensas tú de mí. Yeah, 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 yeah. Te extraño mi vida y como siempre mi corazón se entrega. Se entrega.
Hey.
Y un sol cabizbajo me pregunta qué más por ti yo diera. Que diera. Dime si el azul de tu mañana se despierta en mi ventana. ¿Qué será de mí? Dime si la orilla de tu boca se quedó bajo mi cama. Si no estás aquí. Despierta la noche, se acuesta la tarde y respiro. Dime lo que piensas tú de mí. Yeah, 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 yeah. Que vale la pena. Si un amor se...
Starting the week with 3 PLs. This is amazing.
Que vale la pena. Si un amor te espera. Mi corazón se va multiplicando como arena. Solo el concilio de tus brazos lo sujeta y lo libera. Me voy tejiendo como arete sobre el hueco de tu oreja. ¿Qué drama tú ves? ¡Qué barbaridad! Solo tú estás. No, 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 tú ves. Mi corazón se va multiplicando como arena.
Amazing record. I could see this being a very big summer hit, and clearly the community loves it as well. I love it. I think it's fantastic. You know, I think the production is great. I love how you've sampled it. I love the energy that you've added to it in a subtle way. You've done a remix without taking away too much from the original, and that's a difficult balance to strike. My only thing is I just think you're overdoing it a little bit with the vocal. There just needs to be a moment here in the middle of the track where you let the instrumental ride out for a bit. We've had the vocal for a while. Give the audience a break just to dance and not feel like they have to sing along and just enjoying the beats a little bit more. So I did leave that comment for you, doesn't need vocal in this section here, because there's so much of it. Do you know what I mean? I see this a lot when people do remixes, they use the whole vocal. Now, in this remix, it kind of makes sense to use a lot of it. It just does, because it's just the vocal is sparse, the beat is not necessarily something that's really techy, that requires a lot of chops and cuts and this and that. It's more of a song, more of a piece of music than like just a club record. So for that reason, yeah, I think you've done a fantastic job. But I would consider taking the vocal out of that section. Otherwise, I think everyone was very impressed with your production. I think the mix sounds great. Maybe the trumpet's a little bit harsh in this section here. You know, you could add some soothe or bring down in level. So I just write trumpet. Okay, so just in that section there. I think it would make sense to do something like that. Just felt a little overwhelming. Okay, next we've got Lamps. Use this one by Board. Well, the anticipation's kidding me. Beautiful record, and it's great to hear a song with a build-up, but you know, a very long build-up, but a long build-up that successfully takes you from one section to the next. You know, I think these days we are encouraged, and I always encourage you guys, hey, make sure you capture the audience in the first 10 seconds of the song or they are out of here. And people say, oh, that's TikTok ADD generation. No, we've always done it, like since like the 50s. Do you think like dun 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 dun, well, even before dun 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 by Beethoven. The reason you know that song is because the introduction hooks you. Beethoven wasn't on freaking TikTok. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just human psychology. So I hate it when people say that because it's not true. So In this record, what you've done a beautiful job of is capturing people in the introduction and building enough curiosity that you want to continue later on. It falls a little bit short when it does drop, but I do think it's an easy thing to fix. Now, one, I do think that the kick is maybe not the right kick, right? It's just something about it feels a little weak. It needs to be stronger, clickier, more dead mousy. The other thing is I need way more sidechain. So when that kick comes in, the whole track needs to be pumping, okay? So let me just add to the comment that I've written here. Is the kick strong enough? Okay, now it might be that it needs a bit of EQ, something to help it pop more, or it might be that it's another sample, okay? And let me just... The drums feel a little buried, and they have like reverb on them, okay? So the drums feel a little buried. They could sit more up front. And I would also suggest less reverb on the synths at this point. I think it works during the breakdown. But now that we're in the drop, we're in the focal point of the record where we need more drive. When you put a lot of reverb on things, it pushes things back. You lose focus in the sound. It smears the signal, right? It smears the image of the signal. So, this goes for all of you. Consider using less reverb sometimes when it comes to the drop or the chorus to bring everything more up front. The more reverb we hear, the more our brains are telling us that something's further away, right? The less reverb, the drier the sound, the more in front of us it is. So we can also think about that when we're making records or when we're mixing our records, right? Do I want it to be over there or do I want it to be up here? Okay, but brilliant track. Okay, so oh my God, more playlists. Sorry, I'm not doing a great job of keeping up with the chat, but I am going to do my best. But you guys are absolutely loving this. So, this is it. Lamps use this one. Sorry. Okay, yeah, it was that one, right? Okay, so add to playlist. Guys, if you want access to this playlist, you have to join the WhatsApp group. Okay. Now I'm going to leave a link for the WhatsApp group just here. It's a private WhatsApp group. You will only be accepted during the live stream. So this is your only chance to join the WhatsApp group. Now, in the WhatsApp group, I update you on when the streams are happening, share the playlist with you at the end of the stream. But also, we have a community of over 200 incredibly talented musicians, producers, engineers sharing their music, giving additional feedback to one another in between these live streams. Tips, tricks, sharing plugins, UA got this new free compressor. So it's like everything's going on in there. It's the place to be. If you don't have WhatsApp, download WhatsApp. It's a great app as well. It's much better than iMessage. Sorry, America. It is. And sorry, Apple. Okay, cool. So I am going to ask you now to please write the names of your tracks in the chat. And whilst I do that, I'm going to play a little video I made about this platform that I've been building for the past 3 years. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for music. Welcome back, everybody. Just remember that if you want access to all of those incredible features and you want your track prioritized in this live stream, all you have to do is buy me 1 cup of coffee, or actually probably with the rate of inflation these days, half a cup of coffee. We could buy 1 cup of coffee and share it essentially every single month. I've left the link in the chat if you want to upgrade. You'll know if you've upgraded because you'll see here there will be a little verified badge by our name, and that is a guaranteed feedback during every single live stream, which is twice a week, every single month. So that, plus you get access to all those amazing features in Boombox, which I just showed you, and you get to support these live streams, which means that they can happen every single week, twice a week. Right, let's add some stuff to the queue, starting with some of our verified members. Thank you so much for upgrading, guys. Welcome back, Calibrated. Welcome back, Halal. Great to see you here. Awesome. Let me get some more of these songs in. Hold on. I'm trying to see what you guys have written. Hard beat demo. Okay. Add to queue. Prog G demo. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get this party started. This is Discoke and Other Funk. I like the name Discoke. That's very creative. I'm sorry. What was that? Can we just rewind that? On the note of on the note of catching people in the first 10 seconds of your track, Halal has done a fantastic job. Let's go again.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Discovery, go at throttle up. Nice to be in orbit.
Halal says, started this last night. I know the mix needs a lot of work. Still, any advice would be appreciated. Also need help with the arrangement. I like this art. Okay, man. So I just want to give you some sort of preliminary feedback as we're listening to the track. I love the bass line. I love the strings. I think the vibe is like immaculate, or the vibes are immaculate. I think the sound selection is pretty good, but that's where I'm not entirely connecting with the rock. And I know we're saying, okay, you said the mix needs a lot of work. Everything seems to be sitting in that kind of mid-range for me, the mid and high range, and I'm not really getting a sense of what the elements that are providing the low. Now, you've got the nice slap bass, but I don't hear any like low end from that slap bass, And the sort of relationship between that and the kick is kind of lacking for you. Now, I know you're saying it's a mixed thing, but I do think it could also be a sound selection thing, or a question of pitching things down potentially. So just kick. I'm going to write here kick and bass relationship need some work in order to help drive the low end of the record. And I know this is kind of a mixed thing, but I would also say that it's a sound selection thing too. So it might be about taking the same melody that you have from that bass and using a slightly different sound, which has less high frequencies and more low frequencies. Try that. It might also step the bass out of the way of some of the other sounds in the record. Okay, cool. The other thing is I'm not sure about the vocal. The vocal is quite cool and could be like some sort of backing vocal, something like tucked in that's filtered. But I think you could do a better job with the vocal. I know you only started this last night, so I don't want to be, too critical about things. Imagine being in a bathroom with a girl you just met. She offers you a line of cocaine. Okay. Little does she know you've never tried drugs. And is that the noise that you're making? As a right, you're going, wah, wah, wee, wah, 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 wah. That, now it's starting to make sense. Now it's starting to come together. Okay, I see where you're going with. I do still think that maybe the vocal could be different. So I think this needs a different vocal. But I like, you know what, man? I like how you're visualizing the journey of the record. That's what I do when I write songs too. Like we wrote a song last week. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram about I went to this club and everyone's like super horny in this club. You can tell everyone's like a meerkat, like looking at each other for their mate by the end of the night. And we wrote a song about that. And it was really funny, called Voices of the Night. So I love that visualization. I think that's smart. I do think the vocal is cool, by the way. I just wonder if it needs a more lead style top line. Awesome, dude. Well, thank you so much for submitting that. I think sound selection was, I guess it's where do you imagine this track? Is this just is this a club track? Do you want this on vinyl? Also, just with the arpeggiator. Beautiful. I would bring it out more. Make it more aggressive if you can. Saturate it. Otherwise, yeah, fantastic track, man. Thanks again for submitting. You're here every single week. You're here twice a week now. So, you deserve a special badge. I should get the team to create one for you. Although they'll kill me if I ask them to code anything else, anything more than they'd need to, because they're very overwhelmed right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll make it happen in the near future. Okay, next we have Calibrated. This is Dead Mouse, Blood Goat, Calibrated remix. This goes super hard. I think Calibrated might have some of the best kick and bass slow end in the history of mankind. Definitely agree with you there. The vocals need to be a lot louder. That's 4PLs. This playlist is getting out of control. We're gonna have to make a new one for halfway through this year because we've just got like too much music on it now, you know? That's not a bad thing. I always say that I should start a label with all of the amazing music that you guys submit to me and, you know, try and give it even more exposure.
Smoke is flying everywhere. I'm getting the feeling it's
Top tier production from Calibrated, as usual, as usual.
and I know that we might be through, but I'll never let go of you. I'll never let go.
Yo, this is deep, dude. This is deep. Can we just let's do a little rewind here. It's just, you know what it's taking me back to is kind of like that 2000s sound like that they used to play in Ibiza. Obviously I was really young then, but I was like listening to this kind of music, but the production is just way better. It's bringing me back to like that old, almost trancey kind of like Ibiza. What was it called? It wasn't deep house. It was called something else. Not Head Candy. It'll come to me, but let's just rewind this.
I'll never let go of you. I'll never let go.
Let's go. Bro, I'm getting shivers. This is like, I'm in my feels right now. Like, what the hell? Okay, my comment is in my feels. That's my feedback. In my feels. Stop. I'm not crying. You are. Yo. Yeah, dude, I think you know what you need to do. You need to turn those vocals up. I literally think that's it. Like you're your own best critic. Oh, sorry, that's my Google Mail. Wow. Okay. Well, okay, so Dead Mouse is, you're right. I mean, this all makes sense. Like, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very like emotionally captivating, but also technically well presented. And that's the thing. I think that's a really difficult thing to strike a balance between. And that's why I'm so impressed is when a song impresses you on a technical and creative level, like this one does. God damn. Okay. Calibrated. Thank you, man. And thank you. I mean, you how many records do you make a week? You're here twice a week with a new record every time. Do you sleep? Because I do. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should just stop sleeping because this is insane. Wow. Calibrated for the win. Thank you for submitting that. By the way, guys, if at any point like you take a story and you post it, please tag Boombox. I will repost everything from the Boombox account as well. It's also great for us to get a little bit of content. And I love sharing your music, so please do that. Okay, next we have Heartbeat by Gizmo. Oh. You guys are fucking me up this stream. Yo, this is deep.
You and me.
Bro, this is like me in some nightclub in Barcelona, and I'm just like lost all my friends, and I probably lost my phone and my wallet too, and I'm just. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys know Fuse Records, Gizmo. I don't know if you just used to listen to Fuse Records, but they used to have a like a sub label called Infuse, and they used to release a lot of records like this. Yo, amazing, amazing. Let's get this on the playlist. I'm gonna add a PL. There's 3 PLs, but it's 1 more from me, yo. Probably in the Yuma, yeah. Probably in the Yuma, bro. Add the playlist. Let's go. Yo, a lot of upgrades today. This is wild. Let me get some of these in the queue. Guys, if you want your track prioritized, you want a guaranteed play, you gotta upgrade your account. Here's the link. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. And you get access to everything in Boombox too. Okay, yo, just quickly before I forget, bro. Just this section. Why is it not? There we go. Just this section. Just a little moment, like with the kick, like just like a triple kick. Just bring the bass out, just for a second. Just create just a little bit, like just disconnect the track here, right? Disconnect the track here with a moment of silence and a triple kick roll, which is automated in increasing volume. Does that make sense? It's like that, as a bit of silence, and then and then just drop. It doesn't have to be. You can. That's very minimal. It will match your style, and that's just what you need there, just to make that last pop. Just give the audience just a break from the. Give them a break from the break. You know. And I like this section, but I think it's a little bit messy, just a little bit. I like the elements, but I don't think they need to be as dominant. The kind of flanged, phased, what are they? Ride cymbals. There are a bit too many things fighting for space here, but you just got to pull them back, and then I think you're in to win. I'm just craving this like heartbeat bit. It's so bad, dude. So bad. Like, and by bad I mean good, obviously. Woo! Let's go. Great record. That's on the playlist, guys. Just remember, if you want access to the playlist, you do have to join the WhatsApp group. Putting that in for you right now. I only accept people into the WhatsApp group during this stream. You will not have access to the WhatsApp group beyond this stream. It is incredibly exclusive and private because I only want to accept talented producers like yourselves. It's also a place where we get to share tips, tricks. People are giving feedback on each other's music. There's a channel for that within the WhatsApp group just for music promotion, so you can join that too. It's the dopest community on planet Earth when it comes to music. Like, it is. Trust me. Join it and you'll see what I mean. Plus, I'll share the playlist with you with all these insanely hard records at the end of this stream. Okay, let me just add some more. So I see a bunch of you have upgraded, which is crazy. By the way, thank you to everyone who's upgraded. It makes all the difference. Like, it really does. And it just means that I can do these until I die, which hopefully will be like many years. And I will have like an AI version of me doing these too, you know, so we can do multiple streams at once. I'm not sure the AI version would be as fun, but maybe it would be more fun. Who knows? Okay, so let's add this to the queue. We've got Flickr. Which ones have I not added? Modena. I guess you want V4, not V3. Add to the queue. Okay, I think that's... Ella, where's your track? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, unless did I miss it? Okay, let me know. All right, let's keep going. This is Prog G, demo by the A+. This is super cool. It's like a prog rock song, but as EDM, which I really love him. And so just in this section, too many high mid frequencies, and it's causing like quite a lot of harshness to come through. Now I know that you want the brightness and the presence, but it's actually a little fatiguing to listen to. So I would do a dip anywhere between sort of like 2 to 5K, figure out where it is, take out some of those high frequencies, those harsh frequencies, will just make it a little bit more pleasant to listen to. Really cool record, very high energy, very different, and I actually think the sound selection is great. I think the arrangement is fantastic. The melodies are very energetic. It's giving me kind of video game vibes. I mean that in the best of ways. I love video game music. Please don't take that as a sort of like negative criticism. I think that just gives me that energy, which I love. Like I said, there's just too many harsh frequencies between the 2 and the 5,000 kilohertz range in the chorus, where the guitars are all playing together, which is as expected because there's a lot of overlap of frequencies there. So it might be about just dipping out 1 or 2 of the elements between 2 and 5K, figure out what those are, let the dominant element shine through and retain those sort of more present, harsher frequencies. It's okay if one element has it, but when a lot of them do it at the same time, it just causes ear fatigue and a little bit like, oh, you actually want to turn the song down rather than up. Which I always say is like you don't want to do that, right? You want people to turn the song up, not down. Okay, next we've got Safe Space, Alternate Structure on Ableton Live 12, it seems, by 3 Lungs. Why do you have 3 lungs? 1 for cigarettes, 1 for vaping, and 1 for regular air.
Talking red wine, making me feel some kind of way. You know what I'm gonna ask. Will you stay?
Pillow talking red wine, 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 wine.
Woo!
Making me feel some kind of.
Dude, what the hell? That was the last thing I was expecting. Let's rewind that.
Pillow talking red wine, 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 wine. Making me feel some kind of.
That's a PL from me, guys.
Will you stay? Pillow talking red wine, 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 wine. Will you feel some kind of. Will you stay?
You know what I'm just thinking, bro? In this section, I would put some ambience here, some sort of like background noise to add some ambience. I would play around with maybe like a street recording or forest or something to allow the listener to enter a live space that will create contrast from the very tight and dry drop. And you can make this really subtle, It's just in the background that it's just filling in some of the emptiness and at the same time providing the listener with a transition into this lighter area, more peaceful. Not that the drop isn't peaceful, but you know what I mean? It's just like you're just placing you're adding to the listening experience. That would be the one thing. I would just put that. I think that could just like boom.
Making me feel some kind of way. You know what I'm gonna ask. Will you stay?
Pillow Pillow talking red wine, 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 wine. Making me feel this.
And then, bro, maybe in here just a new sound like a whoa, 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 whoa. You know, like this. Check it out.
Making me feel
Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe when the vocal's not there, do you know what I mean? Like maybe here.
feel some kind of
Whoa, 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 whoa.
will you stay? Pillow talking red wine, wine.
And then here, just a little amen break for the fill. Just a little one. Clean amen break as drum fill. And just a whoa, 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 whoa in that section. You know what I mean? Just it doesn't have to be like aggressive, not like a jump up, kind of wah, 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 not that. Just like a whoop, 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 whoop. Just something with the filter opening ever so slightly. So it's just like teasing you, and you're like, ooh, what was that? You know, add to the emotion. Don't try and be too clever with it. Just be like this is liquid drum and bass, right? This is what we would consider liquid drum and bass. By the way, I don't know if like anyone, I know some of the people know who've been in this live stream, but I used to be a huge drum and bass fan. I started DJing when I was 15 on vinyl, and drum and bass was my weapon of choice. And that's why I have like an affinity for drum and bass. I used to be a member of Fabric in London, which was £6 a month, believe it or not, and they gave you a little fake leather membership card, and it didn't even give you like a discount. It just got you and a friend in to skip the queue, but you still had to pay full price for the tickets. But it was wicked, and it was one of my favorite places to be. But yeah, Free Lungs, mate, absolute banger. Just a few light touches here and there, and I think you've got it. Like really, it's just mwah, chef's kiss, chef's freaking kiss. Okay, guys, well, as you can see, I've been leaving all these timestamp comments, which you can access, by the way, by going back into the inbox and then clicking on your track. Those will be there, so you can add those changes to your songs. Now, something I just want to talk about quickly is the platform that we're using, that you're upgrading to, or some of you are upgrading to, is something I've been building over the past 3 years. And with a very small team, we're trying to basically create an all-in-one solution for musicians, producers, and engineers, marrying Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud, and DistroKid, because we now have distribution as well, into one place for literally like nothing. It costs like $10, not £10, $10 a month to be a part of Boombox. If you want all the features, you can of course just sign up to the basic, which is $2.99 a month, and it's a way of being organized, collaborating, but without me like banging on about it. I did make a little video which like summarizes everything in about 50 seconds, so I just want to play that for you now whilst I go and get some water and take a quick break. And I would love to also know what you think. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform. Welcome back. So those are, actually we have more features now in Boombox, which is crazy. I made that at the beginning of this year, and we've already upgraded so many things. We're also going to be adding AI mastering and so on and so forth. Like all the AI tools are wicked. I use them all the time when I'm remixing records. So this is really just like a little piece of me that I'm sharing with you, and we also get to do the live streams and build with the communities. So yeah, there's like a lot of like awesome things going on, and I'm very, very, very grateful to everyone who upgrades, and that's what I want to do in return, is prioritize your track. So if you do want to support me and I support you in return, it's like, it's love and marriage. So think about it as buying me a cup of coffee once a month, and you can attend every live stream and have your track prioritized in the queue. Okay, next, let's go to Open Arms by Neutron Light. A lot of big intros this live stream. I'm loving it. This is cool, but why did you turn the drums so low here? This is just shame. I think keep the drums loud here. Keep the drums loud. Really nice, man. Definitely needs a vocal, I think. I know it's always such a hard thing. Like, needs a vocal, and finding a vocalist, and a good vocalist is tough. It is tough. I can relate to that. But once you find someone who you want to work with, you know, also like consider paying a vocalist. That would be my other suggestion, is like, if you can't find someone for free, pay someone to do it. Woo! Beautiful track by Neutron Light. Thank you so much for submitting that. That was fantastic. I feel like we're having a bit of a nostalgic moment in this live stream, and a few of you are taking sounds from the past and finding ways to reshape and sculpt them, and maybe those were your inspirations when you were starting out in dance music. So it's really nice to see this recycling of sounds and styles, I should say, which is definitely adding to the nostalgia of this live stream. And it's a nice reminder of why we did this, or who sparked that desire to want to make music in the first place. I know for me, like, one of the first artists, well, I would say Deadmau5 is probably one of the first artists. There were a few before that, but I wasn't necessarily like aware of their name. I just sort of knew the song. And yeah, I think it's nice to take a moment to think about that and go back to the beginning. Okay, next we've got Flicker by PG.
Motherfucker, I'm ill. I'm ill.
I love the Lil Wayne vocal, like the motherfucker, I'm ill. But dude, when it drops, it's not heavy enough in the low end. Like it's super cool. The composition is amazing. The sound design is very original. I'm not a big kind of like a bass genre fan, but I think you've done a really good job of including more interesting melodic elements, which a lot of like bass music tends to avoid, or well, maybe avoid. I don't know if it's avoiding it. It's more like doesn't include them because it's all about that, like that sound, whatever that is. Yeah, there's a big scoop in the low mids here, which I definitely makes the track sound cleaner, but it's lacking that kind of low mid warmth, I think. Yeah, like not a lot in the mids and the low mids, and quite a lot in the high mids and the very lows and the lows and the subs. So just try and rebalance some of those elements. I think you're onto something. And after the vocal, the motherfucker I'm ill, let's just go back to it.
Motherfucker, I'm ill. I'm ill.
I have a feeling it's because it sounds like, and I know because I've had to turn this down, everything is being limited too hard, and it's relying on the limiter on the mastering bus rather than maybe the sort of the group limiters or group clipping that would allow you to reach the level of impact and loudness that you're after. So it's a difficult thing to balance. But otherwise, really, really cool track. Thank you so much for submitting that, and can't wait for you to submit another. Again, guys, you can come back with the same track with those changes. So I'm just going to write this like 2 scooped on the low mids, which makes it clean but lacks warmth. So try to bring some of that back. Also limited to hard, which is why you're losing low end. Booyah. Okay, next, this is Modern Art by Wizard Blood. Wow. Whoa. Wizard Blood, I think I would love to know what synths you're using. Now, my criticism about this track was going to be that there is no theme, but then I also think the theme is that there is no theme. Like the changes that the track goes through is kind of the magic of the track, and I love the experimentation and the switches between the sort of different energies and emotions that you're taking us through. There isn't necessarily the thing that think makes it cohesive is the very analog sounds, and also the amount of changes happening. So usually when I'm listening to a track, I'm trying to understand what the theme is. The theme being the principal elements, choices of sound, and what's carrying it through from the beginning to the end. What is the glue? In this case, it doesn't exist, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something different, and I think it adds to actually kind of like the magic of what you're doing, which has always been like a sort of quite an eclectic mix of sounds. And I mean I don't know if that is a feedback. Really, it's more of just like an observation. But I think this section is magical. Really beautiful, man. Fantastic job. And great to see you coming every single week. Really appreciate you being here. And also upgrading your account, really means the world. Thank you to everyone who does upgrade their account. It's just very, very, it feels very good. We've put so much work into this after 3 years, and to see people like interacting with the live stream and the product and the platform. I hope that you guys do, I know you're upgrading to get track priority, but I hope you guys actually do get stuck in with Boombox, because I have been designing this like with musicians for you guys. I think it is going to be like the next big thing in music, and the bigger we can make it, the more power that actually gives me to do crazy shit. So like we could do this kind of thing live. Do you know what I mean? And like some of the best studios around the world, could invite you all. We could hang out in real life. Maybe we could get some other producers. Like maybe some of you would like to break down your music and show people how you're making things. And I really see this like exploding into something much bigger than just the platform. And this could happen thanks to you guys and your support. So I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Okay, next we've got Piano Lover by Ella. Really love the go-go's here. They sound so good. Oh yeah. Wow, I love where this takes you to in this section of track. It's amazing. Okay, so I mean, listen, when I hear a track, I always think about sort of what is the intention? Where is this track designed to be played? And when I'm confused about something like this, it's not necessarily like a negative thing. It's maybe that I just don't have the experience to attach to the record itself. For me, I think where this ends up here in this second drop is just like phenomenal. It's so beautiful. And the way that you take us there melodically, using the piano also as a percussive instrument rather than just a melodic one, because of the rhythm that you're creating in the melodies, really drives us to this point. What I will say is this section where you do the piano solo, I think comes too early. I think it's a little bit distracting and doesn't quite set up or anticipate the second half. So although I like the piano solo here, I wonder if it could just be stripped back. Do you know, like keep the piano solo, but maybe like a more stripped back version of the piano solo here, which points to what's coming later might be more digestible. And okay, we don't want to make everything digestible. I know I don't want to like dumb things down for the listener, but I'm just trying to shape the journey to the part of the track that I think is ultimately the part that we're waiting for, you know, the focal section of the track, right? Might be more digestible in order to anticipate the drop. Sorry, I didn't spell that right, but you know what I mean. And then maybe placing this piano solo here. Maybe place early piano solo towards the end of track in this section here. That would be my thing. And I know it hasn't been mixed, so I'm not going to comment on that. I think with a mix, I love the Go-Go. Someone mentioned that they're out of key, but I don't really. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I do think they are in key, but it doesn't bother me that even if they are slightly out of key, they just. Yeah, I just think the piano solo is a little busy here. I would love to also hear Ella, a Brazilian singer, on there singing in Portuguese. I think would be beautiful. Singer in Portuguese on here. to tie the message all together. What do you think? Tal, let me get through these tracks and then I'll let you know. We'll see where we're off for time, okay? But I'll try to get to your track if I can. Okay, next we've got Atan. No, me. Ella, thank you so much for submitting that. Great to have you in the live stream. Love this. Very Daft Punk. Beautiful record. Thank you so much for submitting that. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. I think it's just a bit of a mixed thing. That'd be my only comment, is that I just think there's too much reverb on stuff. And I know the reverb sounds nice, but it's actually taking away from when everything has reverb on it, nothing has reverb on it. Does that kind of make sense? What I mean is that when everything has reverb on it, it loses the dimensionality of the record. So you don't get the same foreground, middle ground, and background feel, like the 3D depth to a record. And also it will sound cooler if you make some of those parts nice and dry. Now you can use reverb, just use a really short reverb that's like 0.4 or 5 seconds to give a bit of air to the sound, but not make it feel like it has any additional tail, because it feels like everything has a little bit of a longer tail on it. And although that sound, that's gluing things together, making them feel as if they're performed in the same space, I do think that it's taking away from the potential impact of the record. My second point would be, so I'm just going to write this, less reverb overall, but choose which parts deserve to have more, you know? Okay, so be intentional with that. Secondly, it does feel just a little bright. It's a very clean mix. I wonder if the mix could be warmer. So running it through tape emulation or tube. Could try both. And just softening some of the highs. I like how clean it is. Technically, it's a beautiful mix. Emotionally, it lacks a little something. I would have to sit in front of it with the stems to really decipher what that means. But I would try like a tape saturation, tape emulation, or a tube, something like a tube compressor. Like you know which one I'm thinking of? Fairchild 670. And that can kind of round off some of the highs, add harmonics to the mids in a really, really nice way. So I think I think you've done a fantastic job of mixing this record and composing it. Now it's just a question of like, let's extract a little bit of more emotion. I'm nitpicking here. It's really as great as it is. You could put it out like this, but just a couple of suggestions, and melodically fantastic. Okay, next we've got Bento Boy. Loud music sounds better. This is good. What genre is this? Curious to know. Like, and not something I'm very familiar with. It sounds cool. I mean, it's very energetic. There's a lot going on. It feels like there's a lot of like emotion to it as well. I'm not sure like what the memorable hook is in the track, but maybe it's not designed to be that way. So I'm trying to be really open-minded here rather than being like, oh, it needs this or it needs that. I think it's about, for me, it's about trying to understand a little bit more what, you know, about the genre, about the track. You know, maybe this is something that I haven't heard before. Is it designed to have a vocalist on it? Is it designed to be played in a club? Like, again, coming back to, you know, sometimes I'm a little confused as to where the track ought to be like played or listened to, what kind of environment. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It's just that I just might not have the experience to attach to the record necessarily to understand like where the influence is coming from and therefore where it will be played. Techno, I guess it is a sort of techno. I mean, if it is techno, I do think it's a bit busy. I do think there's a little too much going on at the same time, which is overwhelming. Like if I heard this in a club, I think, and I was on some of the good stuff, which haven't done for years, but if I was on the good stuff, I think it would send me into a bit of a spiral. You know, it's but also it could be kind of fun. I don't know. Could be something different. Again, maybe I'm just not, I don't know enough. But thank you for submitting that. And yeah, please come back and send more music in. I think I'd love to hear more of what you're making to get a deeper and better understanding of what you're envisioning. You know what I mean? Yes, I would say it's like a techno and hyperpop if they did a lot of methamphetamine. Okay. Had a baby and that baby did methamphetamine. Okay, next we've got Lenny. So I opened the live stream with this just for a little bit of background music, and now we're going to listen to the full thing nice and loud. Lenny, I really like this. I actually think your drums are a little busy to start with. I think you could strip the drums back a little bit. Yeah, just in the beginning, man. Because you've also got the background sound as well. So I would also pull down the background pads. Just let the bass kind of do its thing, because we're excited for that to come through. Like in this, yeah, it's like in the background. Like I don't know that needs to be there. So essentially, in this drop, it's like the bass is so sick. Let me just hear the bass and put some things that fit around that. Guys, I don't always have the time to listen to the full tracks, okay? So please don't take it personally. I do usually cut around 3/4 of the way through. Really cool, man. You know, you got a lot of reverb on everything. I know it sounds sweet, but I think you could pull back on the reverb, especially in the drops. Reverb in the drops. Make it nice and dry there, dude, and it's gonna bring everything up front. I think the vocal is kind of cool as ear candy, but I think you could put a more dominant vocal there. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be like just something I'm feeling like a low male vocal. That's what I'm thinking about. Something that has more definition. Because the bass line is funky as fuck. Like this bit is sick, but you've just got so much reverb on all the parts that like everything feels really far back, and it's like you're scared to bring it forward, guys. Remember, reverb pushes things away. So sometimes you want things pushed away and in the background. I would also additionally filter out some of the high frequencies when you do that to make them feel even further back, which you could do here with there's a digga digga digga, like there's a sound like that there. So like, you know, actually also if something loses high frequencies, psychoacoustically it also feels further away, which is nice. So if you put reverb on something, also filter out the high frequencies, and you're going to get like an even better effect. But yeah, that for me, like it's dude, it's almost that. I feel like the hats are a bit messy, and I think that's because of the reverb. Yeah, I think. But generally speaking, I just think there's way too much reverb on everything. So just be decisive about what you want reverb on, and notice how your track will come alive when you leave the dominant parts feeling drier, or you put a short reverb on them, which will in turn give them the liveliness that they're after, but without taking up space and adding a bunch of tail and sounding obvious. Oh, it's a super cool track though, dude. I love the bass line. Very original sounding. Great track, man. Thank you so much for submitting that, Lenny. Lenny is an amazing DJ, Italian, based out of New York City. Had the pleasure of meeting him before Christmas last year. And he has an amazing energy. If you've ever get the chance to go to New York and catch him behind the decks, definitely do. Lenny, maybe share your Instagram with everyone so they can follow you and go see you play live. Alrighty. Guys, we do have a tiny bit of time left. Now, I do have one track that I have to prioritize, but I am going to randomly pick one more track. So if you want to put that in the chat now, I write your names of the track. I'm going to pick one or two more, and then we're going to, then we're going to end the stream. Lenny played Be Free, by the way, Fabio. Oh, cool. Amazing. And before we do that, guys, this amazing platform that we're using is called Boombox, and it's something that I've been building with a small team of very talented people over the past 3 years. It's for musicians, by musicians, and I'm very passionate about it. So if you do want to support the platform, the live streams, and also get your tracks upgraded, you can prioritize. You can upgrade your account with this link that I'm leaving in the chat here. It just means that these can happen for the rest of time. And what I'm trying to build here is not just a platform with all these like amazing features, which I'm going to show you a video on in a second. It's about building worldwide communities in different cities, connecting people, and really representing all the amazing talent that I get the opportunity to hear during these live streams twice a week. This is bigger than the platform. This is about all of us coming together. So if you can support me, trust me, I can go to Silicon Valley and be like, yo, we need this much. We need this much dough to do all this crazy shit. And they're going to be like, oh, for real? Okay, yeah, no problem. That's basically the way it works. It's not quite that simple, but it's pretty simple. So I did leave the partner page in the chat if you want to upgrade your account and have access to all these amazing features, which I'm about to show you in a video that I made. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for musicians. Welcome back, everybody. If you have signed up to Boombox and you have the opportunity to try out some of those other features, please let me know. You can follow us on Instagram at boombox.io. Would love to know your feedback, or if there's any other features that you think we could add to the platform, because if a lot of people are requesting them, we add it to this priority list that we have, and then we have a meeting with the engineers, and the engineers will actually build it out. So if like 100 of you, let's say for example, want, I don't know, AI Fabio to comment on all your mixes as you upload them, chances are we'll actually get it built, which sounds like that's the most crazy request. I hope you guys don't request that to be built, but I'm just saying hypothetically, you know, it could happen. This platform, Boombox, is built off of feedback from you guys. So please, please, please get involved. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you need, and I will try and get it added to the platform for you. It's really, honestly, like the most useful thing, knowing what you guys want, especially if a lot of you want one thing in particular. Okay, next we've got Tal, Feel the Bass. This is really cool, man, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's too close to a song that's already out there. The chords and the bass line sound identical to... I'll have to pull it out. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. I know it because I used to play it out a lot, and it's a great song. So I think it's just like it's in exactly the same key, it's exactly the same chords, and exactly the same bass lines. So I think it's just too close, and people are going to immediately compare it to that record, which is, you know, not what you want ultimately, because you don't want people to think that you're like copying what they're doing. So I know this is an old project. If I'm being honest with you, man, I would just leave that behind and make something new, because the new stuff you're making is amazing, but having something that's so close to like and so heavily influenced in exactly the same chord structure and bass line by something that's already out there is going to get criticized for those reasons. And I would hate for your artistry to be to be fuck, I don't know I don't have the words right now, guys. Sorry, I've been talking for too long. Do you know what I mean? But wouldn't want your artistry to what is the word? Anyway, you know what I mean. To be put under to be criticized as a result of copying someone else's music, when I know that your original records are amazing. So yes, it's cool, but I know you can do better. I know you can do better. Questioned. Thank you, Hilal. Someone give me the words. Give give me the words I need. But thank you for submitting that, man. I do appreciate it, and I always get very excited to listen to your original. Scrutinized. There you go, scrutinized. That's the word. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being my dictionary today, and providing me with the words I need to speak English. Okay, let's go to the next track. This is "Who Do You Love?" Sam remix. Woo! Guys, always such a pleasure to be doing these live streams with you. You are amazing. You are talented. You are the life force of these events. If you ever have a moment where you doubt yourself, just remember, doubting yourself is part of the process. Come to the live streams, come hang out. Hopefully we can raise your spirits and push you on to the next amazing record that you're going to make. Thank you for dealing with this overly opinionated and loud Italian. Your support really means the world. Thank you to everyone who's upgraded their accounts. You know, it may only be $2.99, but that $2.99, it just means that we could do so much with the platform and with people too.
I've been staying up for days, wired up and wide awake, and I don't know what to say or what I'm feeling. Should I run or play pretend, take it to the bitter end? Lately I've been making friends with the ceiling. Tell me where your heart is, tell me if you let me go. I wanna know, 'cause I've been trying to hold on to something I can't hold. I wanna know, so baby, who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love if it ain't me? Baby, who do you love?
Beautiful track here by Sam.
Me, who do you love? 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 hold on to something I can't hold. I wanna know. So baby, who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love if it ain't?
Fantastic song to end the stream on. You've all been amazing. Thank you for coming.
Who do you love if it ain't me? Who do you love?
We go hard until the end, guys. This is a full stream, you know? I'm running out of words to say and to speak because my brain is just stops working at about 1 hour and 59 minutes. Thank you everyone for putting a huge smile on my face. We have so many great new songs on the playlist. They'll all be at the bottom of the playlist, which I will share in the private WhatsApp group. So make sure you join that if you haven't already. I only accept people during the live stream, hyper exclusive. And I will be back on Monday. So same time, same place, every Monday, every Thursday. Hopefully for the rest of time. I don't know if I have anything else to say really, other than you guys are the best. I love listening to your music, and I think the community seems to be growing every single week. So thank you for everyone for coming back, and everyone here who's new. If you didn't get a chance to have your song played, you can come again on Monday. Just remember that at the moment we are prioritizing people who've upgraded their account, because that's what keeps the wheels turning. So if you want feedback on your track in return for a cup of coffee, it's definitely something worth considering. I wish I could do more for you guys, and I know that I will be able to in the near future, including hopefully turning these events into live events. And I would love also for you to share your production with the audience and show everyone what you guys have been up to. So get stuck in with Boombox, use all the amazing features that we've been tirelessly building for you for 3 years. Come to the live stream, show us your new music, and have a fantastic weekend. It's been a pleasure as always.